welcome, Kyle. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Can you take us back to that summer day in 2019?
Yeah, okay, first off, I'd like to just point out, I had never met Jerry and heard his story, but the similarities between ours are, it's pretty amazing, honestly. I was a slightly younger, less articulate version of him. Yeah, anyway, a lot of similarities. But yeah, so my story goes back to August 18th of 2019, so about 4.5 years ago. Typical August day here in Texas, sunny and hot, 100 plus degrees outside. And my brother and I were working on an investment property that we had about 20 minutes north of my home in Fort Worth. And I should go back and introduce, I have my wife Jennifer here with me today, and then our two children, Lexi and Jace, and then my parents, Russell and me. So yeah, to get back to the story, my brother and I were working on this investment property that we had, and throughout that day, we were doing manual labor outside, super hot, and sweating a bunch and all that, and I started having chest pain throughout that day. And I was 36 at the time, a healthy guy, worked out quite a bit, no family history of heart disease or anything, so I didn't think a whole lot of it anyway, but it was very specific to my heart area, and I was thinking at the time, maybe I pulled a muscle and I was dehydrated or something like that, but on 3 different occasions throughout that day, I had to actually sit down and take a break from the pain, which was not like me. So a little concerning, but kind of young, dumb, tough guy at the time, I thought. So just powered through the day, drove home, got home about 4:30 that afternoon, that Sunday. Told Jen about it. She was obviously a little concerned, more than I was, but kind of told her the same thing. I'll be fine. Just let me take a shower and cool off, and we'll take the kids to dinner. Because tomorrow, Monday, was the first day of school for them. It was my son's first day of kindergarten, daughter's first day of 2nd grade. So took a shower, cooled off, and then we loaded up into my truck and started driving to dinner. And Jen asked me if I was still having the pain, and I told her I was. And she's doing what we all do at this point. She's on her phone researching, seeing what could be the problem. And she suggested I at least pull into the grocery store on the way to dinner and grab some aspirin. So agreed to do that. I pulled in and just told them I'll run in and grab it real fast. Y'all wait here. And then she actually texted me when I got out of the truck and said, I don't want to say in front of the kids, but I think you should go to the hospital. And I didn't check my phone. I walked into the grocery store and got into the pharmacy aisle and just collapsed face down in cardiac arrest. Luckily for us, in hindsight, the doctors told us on those 3 occasions when I was having that pain, it was like having a heart attack. Just ignored it, kind of powered through. And it caught up with me, obviously, ignoring those symptoms. But thankfully for us, there were 2 good Samaritans in the hospital. One just a neighborhood dad that we had mutual friends but had never met. And he knew hands-only CPR just from basically YouTubing because he had a son with some health issues. So he had taught himself CPR. And then the other guy in there was an anesthesiologist, which is a pretty good person to have around in a situation like that. But they actually found me, minutes after, we think. The grocery store employees, when these 2 gentlemen walked up, they were just kind of standing around, scared a little bit, didn't know what to do, I guess. But these 2 decided to get involved and start CPR on me, which saved my life 100%. And they also told the employees to get on the intercom, call 911, see if there's a doctor, which there was one. And then there happened to be a fire department right across the street as well. So one of the employees ran over there. So we had a lot of things going in our favor, which, we don't think was an accident, really. But anyway, so, minutes go by. These 2 gentlemen are doing compressions. The fire truck shows up. Jen and the kids are still in the truck. And when they see the fire truck pull up, they know it's for me, obviously, at this point. Jen had tried to call me multiple times with no luck. So they rush in. Luckily, everybody was great and kind of kept the kids back, so I didn't have to see, the whole scene, which Jen did. But fire department had taken over compressions at this point. They'd used an AED on me, got my pulse back. We had one of our very good friends come up and take the kids to their house, so Jen was able to go in the ambulance with me. And they asked her, where do you want us to take us? And she said the best heart hospital in Fort Worth. She might have had an expletive in there as well. But, said the best heart hospital in Fort Worth, and he said Texas Health, Fort Worth, downtown, or Harris. So that's where we went, and it's an incredible hospital, amazing doctors and nurses, thankfully for us. So we were in the ER, weren't there very long, obviously, and they took us to ICU, intubated me, and started therapeutic hypothermia that evening. That was all Sunday evening. And then Monday rolls around, obviously had no clue. I had started breathing on my own at this point in the ambulance, luckily, so that was, a positive sign, but had no clue what the result was going to be. So then Monday morning, they take us to the cath lab, and I discovered a 95% blockage of my LAD. I just had no idea, thought I was a healthy guy. And then that's when they placed the one stent in that artery and the Impella was Monday. So I was on Impella support for 2 days. And as an aside, we've got to meet Lisa over the past several months and get to know her a little bit, which has been incredible. And met Matt yesterday, met for the first time as well, which was awesome. And then Mike as well. So I just want to say thank you to you three for doing such a great job. So that all happened Monday. They started to, try to wake me up from the therapeutic hypothermia on Tuesday, which still on Impella support, and started waking up Tuesday evening. Still obviously intubated and sedated. And then Wednesday, I continued on the Impella support, and they decided to extubate me and remove the Impella on Wednesday afternoon. And then Thursday, I was kind of back with it. We had no clue, similar to Jerry, how long I was without oxygen, so didn't know if there was going to be brain damage or anything like that. But Thursday, I was able to start showing my old self a little bit, and cracking some jokes and talking to everybody. We had a ton of visitors. And then Friday, actually, they moved us to a normal room and sent us home on Saturday, so 6 days after the event. And since then, or right after that, they started me in cardiac rehab. I actually went to a TCU football game to watch my beloved Horned Frogs a week after they sent me home. We did the American Heart Association Heart Walk 1 month after my event, and I was in cardiac rehab this whole time. And I was a bit of an outlier in there, as you can imagine, by age, and so got to breeze through that pretty well. But started working out, again soon after, and by my first 6-month follow-up appointment, my heart was back in the healthy range, 55 to 60% EF, and just have made a complete recovery. I have no physical limitations. I saw some Abiomed shirts in the gym this morning at 6 a.m. I work out pretty much every day, and we're a very active family. Just got back from a snow skiing trip last month, and we're going to Colorado this month and do some hiking and some rafting, and just have no physical limitations at all. So it's been amazing. Obviously, the Impella is a huge part of that, and CPR as well, which we encourage, and it's kind of been a mission of ours too, to see how many people we can get CPR certified. Just have made a complete recovery, and couldn't be more blessed and thankful. And the Impella, again, is a huge part of that. So thank you for sharing my story, or for allowing me to share my story.
Well, Kyle, I know you had a chance to actually see the Impella simulator yesterday, and your kids are actually quite good at it.
Yes.
They have a future in cardiology if they want that. But what did you think of the technology?
It's amazing. Obviously, I had to learn about the Impella and just a lot of different things when I got out, but it's been incredible just to learn what it does and what it can do for people. The results are, pretty proven by myself and folks like Jerry. So it's been very cool to just learn more about it and see what kind of great things it can do.
Well, you certainly have an incredible story, and you're making such an impact on all of our field teams here. So we really, can't thank you enough. Do you have a message for the field team and the leaders in this room?
Yes, it's similar to what Jerry said. I'll just echo that. Again, you can see the results of. I don't think I would have recovered as well as I have without it, obviously. So I think y'all can see what it can do. So just keep stories like mine and Jerry's with you in your work, I would say, and just think about those things and the impact that the work you do can truly make on people's lives.
Well, thank you, Kyle. I know your family, Jen, and your kids, and your parents are here too.
Yes.
So at this time, we'd love to welcome the Riggs family to the stage.